It's Wednesday, November 7th, coming up live on the Red, White, and View. America has picked their president, and the co-hosts are weighing in on the biggest surprises and weirdest parts of yesterday's election. And ABC News political analyst Matthew Dowd is revealing who's already gearing up for a run in 2016. Plus, Ricky Gervais is telling you why he's not returning as host of the Golden Globes this year, and how if you want to get laughs from Ricky anytime you want, there's an app for that. And it's budget week on The View, so the co-hosts are stepping out in this season's hottest looks for under $100 from head to toe. All that, hot topics and more, coming up live on The View.
To The View. Welcome to The View.
Do they seem particularly happy today?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's so cold out. Yeah. American voters have finally picked their president, and Barack Obama is in for 4 more years. Now, did y'all see the election? Where were you? Barbara, I know you were on ABC.
I was on ABC until about 2 in the morning, which was when the president made his acceptance speech.
Right.
A lot of people stayed up. I thought we had a very good group of people. Obama, at the last count, had 303 electoral votes. Mitt Romney had 206. So it was a it was a big
win.
Big win. But we were talking here because we've had our divisiveness here. It's part of our shtick here that we don't always agree. Part of our charm.
And
the
charm of the sharp-tongued women.
Yeah. But this has been this is a very divisive time in this country. It's divisive in Congress. It's divisive in the way people feel. I keep thinking of it as being, in a sense, like Hurricane Sandy. It is cold. It is tough. And I just wonder how you feel, because your guy lost.
Yeah, he did. Look, when you look at the popular vote, it was 50 to 49%. This is certainly a different election than we saw 4 years ago. I woke up, and I will admit, I felt a sadness initially. I'm going to be transparent. I did feel as though the man that I thought had the best plan moving forward didn't win. However, I do feel now that some great things came of this election, and I do think that we saw it immediately. We saw Mitt Romney post President Obama's acceptance speech immediately on his website. We saw President Obama say that he was going to actually sit down with the governor in the coming weeks, and I actually think for the first time in this second term, we will see a bipartisan handshake that we have yet to see, and I hope that moving forward that happens, and I have great faith in this nation and in our president to do that.
The greatest thing we saw yesterday, I think, was the fact that, no matter who you were voting for, folks got out. Yeah. Folks got up out the grave and went to vote. Every time you saw people just running on the top of buildings, and folks just lines around the block.
Fewer than 4 years ago. I know it didn't seem that way, but it was. It
doesn't even matter?
No.
It doesn't matter because
it was cold as could be, and people stood in line.
I have to confess that I was not 100% sure that he would win, so I was at a bar last night just in case. Because last time when Bush won, I was at a bar then too, and believe me, I needed it. So, so anyway, I was so happy last night.
I am so with you, Joy, because I really didn't think that people got the urgency of getting out to vote. And I tell you, when I went to the voting site and people brought their kids with them, I mean, kids were running all over, but the fact that they stood in those lines and recognized your voice needs to be heard, it just, so when it did happen, I was in tears. I was in bed with my husband. I was so daggone happy. I looked at him and like, it's gonna be a good night tonight, boy. I'm so daggone happy. So, well, I just love that people...
I did the opposite. I ran ran from Tim because I got pregnant last election night. And I'm like, look, I'm not having another kid with Obama. I'm not.
Go in the other room, Tim.
We'll talk to you in 9 months.
Yeah. Well, you know, it was very early, as Barbara said, when President made his acceptance speech. See, I missed all of it because I still have no power. I have no power. Yeah, I'm like,
when did you know the president had won?
Well, I kept running. Okay, this is how crazy I am. I couldn't get a signal in the house, so I had to put on a jacket, run outside, do little tweets, see what people told me, and then run back in the house. So I did this all night, and then I thought, you know what? You're too old for this. It's cold out here. Take your black behind in the house and go to bed. And so I went to bed thinking I heard that he won, but, you know, you never know because, you know, things went really swimmingly, and it felt flawless that I thought, no, I'm going to wake up and it's going to be a whole other thing. I woke up, child, and John Montone said on 10 Wins, nope, he's still the president. Well, I was like, thank you. And it was great. And yes?
No, I just wanted to show you some of the nice pictures, which is the family. This is from the Daily News. All of that, and look, you know, when I was thinking about it, because Malia is getting to be a very big girl.
She's beautiful.
In 4 years, when it's 2016, she will be 18. She will be off at college. He's the president, in addition to running the country and bringing people we hope together. It's so divisive. He's going to have to worry about his kid getting driving lessons, and who is she going to date?
But so many of the great women in the Senate won. You know, Claire McCaskill won, and Elizabeth Warren won. Of course, Michelle Bachmann is still there, whatever. But it's like, you know, these girls...
Only some women great in the Senate. I think all women in the Senate are actually pretty great, irregardless of politics. I think having women there in a majority state right now is remarkable. Again, no, you're not. You should at least say what you mean and mean what you say when it comes to
Michelle
women,
Bachmann, because I still need comedy material in my act. So I
guess I just wonder if you're really supporting women, if you're truly supporting women, don't you have to support all women?
We're just giddy. But here's part of the reason why, in case you missed the thank you speech from last night, or the acceptance speech.
I believe we can seize this future together because we are not as divided as our politics suggests. We're not as cynical as the pundits believe. We are greater than the sum of our individual ambitions, and we remain more than a collection of red states and blue states. We are and forever will be the United States of America. And together, with your help and God's grace, we will continue our journey forward and remind the world just why it is that we live in the greatest nation on earth. Thank you, America. God bless you. God bless these United States.
God bless you.
So, you know, the president also took to social media to announce his victory, which broke a Twitter record as the most retweeted post and already has over 3 million likes on Facebook.
No, that picture is just, he's soaking in his wife's love. It is so telling, the love that they share between the two of them.
It's been pent up since their anniversary.
You know, they stayed in my, oh my gosh, I just want to say, because I got married at the Fairmont Hotel in Chicago, and I stayed in the presidential suite. They are in the presidential suite. Oh my gosh. We shared the same hotel suite.
But you know, earlier in the evening, Governor Romney said that he hadn't prepared a concession speech, that one that he wound up giving was a gracious but rather brief, no?
Well, remember 4 years ago, Whoopi, when John McCain gave his speech when he had lost. And it was one of his great speeches. It was a great moment for him. And when Al Gore gave his speech, it was also a very moving speech. With Governor Romney, it was concise, it was cool, but it didn't have the great drama to it. And, you know, I was thinking about him. Obviously, you have to think about him as well. And this is the last hurrah. You know, he has said no more politics. Had Barack Obama lost, he's 51 years old. There are many things he could have done. He could have stayed in politics. He could run for governor. But for Mitt Romney, this is it. This is the end of his political career. And do you remember when Ann Romney was on with us? Very gracious, not that long ago. ago. And we said to her, is this the end of politics for you and your husband? Remember what she said? She said, absolutely, he will not run again, nor will I do anything like that again. So what he will do, he has a son who's in the financial business, one of the 5 sons. Maybe he'll go into business with him. But politics, the political life, after 7 years of running, is over for Mitt Romney.
Well, he's going to be sitting with the president, so I wonder what their conversation will be, and I do think that there's some good conversation to have.
Mitt, how you doing? I'm all right. What you want to do, dog? You want to hang? Let's go eat. You know?
I think it's going to be about the economy. I promise you. They're going to be talking economy.
Listen, I think all of these guys, all of the folks who run, they run because they love the country. Whether we agree with them or not, they love their country. Yeah. And what we saw last night was the American people saying, okay, we're going to give you another shot. Yeah. We're going to give you another shot, and we're not going to put you down, Mr. R. But you know, we're going this direction, and I think it was great, and I'm really happy that it seems America sort of says to themselves, you know, I do have a responsibility to get out and vote. That's right. I do. This is, you know, we live in a country where you can do that. So all these countries where you can't vote and nobody cares about your opinion, it's a whole new world, I think, for people, especially young people. It's kind of exciting.
But it's a tough road for President Obama. First of all, as I said a few minutes ago, we have a divided Congress. He has not been able to make his way with the Republicans. It's going to be even tougher now.
Well, this is a wake-up call for the Republicans.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Tea Party.
And you know, we'll be right back to move on with more Hot Topics. That's us.
Still ahead, Ricky Gervais is giving a Brits-eye view of election 2012 and revealing which comedians make him laugh. And it's budget week on The View, so the co-hosts are showing off this season's hottest head-to-toe fashions for under $100.
Didn't just vote for presidents and politicians yesterday. There was some really interesting stuff on the ballots. Like, and this is my favorite, legalize marijuana. Hold on. So you know where to go. Colorado, Washington passed it. Oregon failed
Okay,
it.
can I tell you there's a few members in my family that are on a plane right now to Colorado?
I think Willie Nelson just moved there also.
And this is not like medicinal. This is for recreational use. That was what it was passed for.
It's going to be some hungry Coloradians, boy.
Now we know what they mean by Rocky Mountain High. I was wondering what that song meant.
How about this one? Who owns the rights to the Grand Canyon? It was Proposition 120, and the state of Arizona would fully control millions of acres of federal land. Arizona said, no, we don't want that. We want the federal government to take care of the Grand Canyon because it's too much for us.
The federal government owns the Grand Canyon.
Now you want the government in to help take care of it. Okay.
This is my favorite, Barbara, and I thought this one would interest you. Required use of condoms in porn movies. Los Angeles, yes?
Wait a minute. You mean if you're going to do it in the movie?
No, in the film.
In the film, yeah. No, not in the movie theater, Barbara. No, what is that? Are you having sex in the movie theater?
Lucky I was up very late. I don't know what I'm talking about today.
Well, listen, the Los Angeles County vote to require adult film stars to wear condoms while shooting scenes, and it passed. So when you see the money shot, what they call the money shot, there will now be a condom on it. That's just saying.
For those of you, because we know you don't watch pornos.
And you asked about this, the must-label genetically modified food, California Prop 37. It failed. That all modified food must be labeled in grocery stores.
So don't tell me what I have to eat.
Don't tell me what it is I eat.
People put that down.
Don't tell me what it is I eat. I want to stay in denial.
Maryland became the first in the country to approve same-sex marriage, breaking a 32-state losing streak.
Right.
So it's quite one.
That's going to follow.
That's right, and many things will follow.
Look at this. This is good. Oh, it failed. I don't even want to say it.
Okay.
Oh, did it?
Oh, the
animal cruelty. Cruelty to animals failed in North Dakota. It would make it a Class C felony for cruelty to dogs, cats, and horses, and it failed. Why would people in North Dakota not vote to
Wow,
I don't know. That's interesting.
that's kind of wild, but, you know, I'm sure Peter will be investigating.
I hope so.
And you know what else is going to happen? We're going to go, but we're coming right back because we got more to talk about.
Still ahead, beauty is cheap during Budget Week on The View. And you won't believe the hot looks the co-hosts are showing off for under $100 from head to toe.
One of the men I was up with late last night was Matthew Dowd, a battle-tested political strategist who was in the trenches with both Republican and Democratic campaigns in the past. Please welcome Matthew. You haven't slept at all. Do you know what you're saying?
Barely. But I appreciate spending the night with you. Yes. I usually don't go on television after I spend the night with a woman.
Did you share a cigarette, the two of you?
One of the things that you said last night, early on, but especially later, is we are in a different country now. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's an entirely different country, and it's been moving that way over the course of the last 25 years, but the electorate is now starting to reflect what's going on in the country. And what the country is 25 years ago, 90% of the people that voted were white. Last night, 72% of the people that voted that were white. That means 27% or 28% were minority. Single women now are a huge share of the vote. People that are not affiliated with religions, as it was traditionally, are now the largest share they've ever been. The country is very different.
So does that mean that Democrats are going to win and win and win if we're looking at that group of people?
If the Republicans don't change and don't adopt to what the country looks like, I said this morning that the Republicans right now are a Mad Men party in a Modern Family world.
Yeah.
And if all parties adopt to what has to happen, but if you take a look at the two candidates that presented themselves to the country last night, the president more reflected of what the country looks like. If you think about his biography, if you think about who he is, here's a African-American man who's the son of a white woman and an African father. Here's somebody that traveled all over the country, and that dynamic and that biography reflects more of what the country is.
So if you're talking Republicans, say let's think 2016, a lot of people are asking now, okay, who's that Modern Family Republican ticket in a Modern Family world then, in your opinion?
Well, to me, there's two directions that they're going to have to go in, and this is a difficulty there will be. These two directions, can they get through their Republican primary with these two directions? Because they're so hinged to cultural issues that no longer as you all talked before, gay marriage amendments passed last night. The first openly gay woman has been elected to the U.S. Senate in the place Paul Ryan was from, Wisconsin, was elected last night. And can they get through? I think that the only way they're going to be able to recover is to either nominate a Latino, somebody like Marco Rubio, or a woman. And I think actually, or both, or a woman that is a Latino. But I think that's what they're going to have to do. But I think they have to do some serious soul searching.
They're not ready to do that yet. They
better start now.
But they looked at that platform. You looked at things that were said about rape. I mean, they're way behind in their social views.
They
don't
lost.
you think?
Mercifully, they all lost. Murdoch lost, and the Todd Aiken lost, and all of those horrible things that they said are gone.
And do you think that people will believe it? Because remember, they had Bobby Jindal out there for a moment. And do you think that people, even if they put out a Latino man, that people will believe that they really are committed to that they really care?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you can't manufacture or market authenticity of who you are and what you represent. It's a little bit like Margaret Thatcher used to say about being a lady. If you have to tell people you are, you're probably not. Authenticity, if you have to say I am, you're probably not. And I think they're going to have to reflect that. I don't think this is going to happen in a year, in 2 years, in an election cycle, because the Republicans, a major part of the Republican Party sees the country very differently, very differently. They still see the country in a way that existed maybe 25 years ago. It doesn't exist that way now, and I think they're going to...
Limbaugh and O'Reilly and...
A generation's going to have to jump over that.
We have to talk them off the ledge today.
But there are a great many people who still wanted Romney. So he still represents what, tradition? What is he
There's a huge tradition. That's one of the, both parties that I think, and the president's going to have to do, I think, some soul searching, and I think his speech last night was a big part of that, is both parties, as you talked about before, this is an extremely divided country. It's not just divided Republican versus Democrat. It's divided by race. It's divided black and Hispanic versus white. It's divided by sex. But women see things differently than men see differently. It's divided by younger people see differently than old people.
So what does Obama do?
I think the president is going to have to, what he told us and what he promised us and what many of us believed in 4 years ago, I actually think he's going to have to follow through and do it. He talked about it last night.
How much obstruction will he get this time?
I think in the end that the only way you can do it is force it day in and day out. I had written the other day that I think he needs to call a Camp David Accord within our own country, and bring the country together in all these divisions, people of faith, people in all different aspects, and basically say we can't do this anymore. We're not going to survive as a democracy with tribes in this country because we're falling into tribes. And the interesting thing about the country is it's incredibly more heterogeneous and more diverse, but both sides have become more intolerant. And that has caused this huge bickering that goes on, and somebody has to resolve it. And the president, I think right now, is the only one who can, because he has 49% of the people that didn't want him.
What's going to be different this go around than the first, though?
Well, that's, I mean, you hope it's going to be different, and you hope he took the lesson away. And I have sat down and talked to the president a number of times. He is a thoughtful person. You hope that he realizes his second term is based on the ability to do that.
Right. I am going to say the most loving words to you since we stayed up together last night.
Sure.
Go home and get some sleep. Thanks to Matthew Dowd. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Just let out a big sigh of relief. Why? Because Ricky Gervais announced he will not be returning as host of the Golden Globes. They're scared of him. Please welcome Ricky Gervais. Ricky.
Hello.
I know that you're not an American citizen, are you? You're not.
I'm not.
You're a British citizen. I was just wondering.
Not yet. I'm working on it.
You're working on it?
Yeah.
You can do dual citizenship?
I've seen green card. I've been, you know, I've got all the tests right. Yeah.
Okay. But what do you think of the election? What did the Brits think about it?
I think the rest of the world didn't understand why it was so close and why everyone was. We thought that. Barack would sort of walk it easily, which, you know, that's probably naivety.
Well, he did pretty well. Did well.
Yeah, but there was a lot of, you know, everyone was saying it was 50-50. I think that was the polls trying to drum up interest. But, you know, it affects us. Everyone, it's probably the only foreign election where Brits really have an interest in. It's the leader of the Western world.
Yeah.
Well, you're the only place in which we really care about a royal family, so, you know.
Yeah.
You care about our president, we care about your queen.
Do you?
Yeah,
well, I
mean, you mean Americans? Americans.
Yeah.
I think they're more fascinated by it, aren't they? It's like she's the ultimate celebrity.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't think she does it. She's a figurehead.
You know that she's the only person who doesn't know, not the only, she and the Pope are the only people who don't do interviews.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you asked, have you? You've tried to call her people instead of she'd come on here?
Asked? Yes, we've asked.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
So I want to talk about, wouldn't it be? Yeah. Not going to happen.
Who would have the bigger dressing room, you or her? I think you'd see to it that she'd have the...
I think it's probably 50-50. Listen, Ricky, the Golden Globes, you know, people loved it when you did it, and they loved it when you were irrelevant.
Some did.
I was going to say irrelevant. Yeah, but, well, so why don't you want to do...
Well, I was meant to do...
Help me, I'm tired.
She meant
irreverent.
You were so irreverent. Well, people loved it.
Why don't you want to do it again?
Well, I think people thought, the first time, I think they thought I was a little bit rude. You know, I don't know, you know, I was just telling... Well, yeah, but, you know, I've got nothing against those people, and I think the second time, people couldn't understand why I was saying such awful things, you know, it's like, you usually have to murder someone to get that many column inches after the second one.
Well, you know, those award shows, they want you to compliment everybody over and over again. It gets boring.
It does. I mean, you know, it's not a spectator sport, you know, and I made a decision when I did it, you know, do I pander to the 200 people in the room or the 200 million people watching around the world. And as a comedian, I'm going to do that. And I really don't think I was that nasty, you know. It wasn't a room full of wounded soldiers. No. These are the richest people in the world.
Ricky, when you tell a woman, I think you went towards for everybody, you went to the Achilles heel of everybody. Like when you tell a woman who's, you know, that it's, you know, she looks old, that just hits a woman deep in the...
Who did I say that to?
I think you said something about the Sex and the City women, like about...
I said it was airbrushed, and I said, we know how old you are, girls. I saw one of you in an episode of Bonanza. Right? No, I was saying, why lie? There's nothing wrong with being 50 or looking 50.
But you're not a woman. I get you.
But I don't think you lose your sensuality at 50.
I thought you were incredible.
What? I'm afraid if you look at this story, if that's what you say about them, heaven help me.
I was saying the poster was a lie. I was having a go at...
Nowhere in there did you say... Because I'm coming. Nowhere in there did you say you don't lose your sensuality at 50. I didn't get that when you were saying that.
I'm going to stand there and go, you don't lose your sexuality. I'm not going to do that. I'm telling jokes.
Listen, the role of the court jester is to say that the emperor has no clothes and that these women are 50. That's his job, and he did it.
I thought it was so interesting because it felt like a roast. I thought it was fantastic, and he did a good job.
Yeah, that's what it was meant to be, yeah.
Would you like to do another big award show? I mean, if you were asked to do the Oscars...
This is frightening enough. I mean, I'm getting a hard time. That was 3 years ago.
Do you think we're sharp-tongued in this crowd? That's what...
well, yeah, I would like to do it, but I don't know. I mean, there's only one more for me to do, really, and that's the Oscars. And I think that's quite a thankless task. It's very stuffy, the Oscars. I think I'd either be fired halfway through or, you know,
You'd be fine.
Really?
Be fine.
You did it.
Yeah. If they didn't fire me, they're not getting rid of you. Okay. I just tell you that.
Right now you're in New York. I know you're doing a comedy show here, but you're actually not doing stand-up. You're actually taking questions from people, right? So
that's how lazy I am these days. I'm a stand-up who doesn't stand up anymore. I'm sitting down, I'm answering questions. Yeah, I've got to that point.
Any questions intimidate you now?
No, I'll answer anything. You know what? If you always tell the truth, you don't have to remember any lies. I don't think you can ever...
That's right.
I'll always tell the truth.
How's your love life?
Shut up.
He's married. Didn't you just get married?
No, I'm not married. No, we've been together 30 years this year.
Yeah. 30 years?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, don't go anywhere because Ricky Gervais is sticking around and we're going to be right back. 30 years! Back with Ricky Gervais. Now, Ricky, you are, I don't know if I want to say addicted to Twitter, but you tweet all the time, several times a day. You tweet. You like to tweet pictures of yourself in really weird places, like a lot of pictures of you in the bathtub. Yeah. You like to tweet.
When she says weird places, she doesn't mean weird places.
I mean, like, you tweet these pictures of your face in these ridiculous...
This morning.
Do you do this on purpose to make yourself look so crazy?
Yeah. The idea is to try and look as ugly as you can, but without the use of prosthetics or wigs. There's no cheating. I've just got to use what I can do with my own face. And I discovered the bath gets you in a really good position. So, yeah. I take them with my iPhone. It's what the iPhone was invented for.
Yeah. Speaking of Twitter, you also are changing the way people tweet, because I know you've come up with this app that actually you can hear your voice and you can listen to other people's conversations. Tell us about this so we can use it.
I've developed an app that we're launching called JxshDzn, and you literally just speak into the phone and post it, and your voice comes out on Twitter.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Now, Twitter only allows you 140 characters. Is there like a time limit on what you can do, or?
Well, at the moment it's 6 minutes, but we've put that restriction on just because we thought, you know.
That's a long time.
Yeah, exactly. I go for a minute. I do silly film reviews, and I interview my cat. Things like that. So,
they say you look like a cat.
Yes. I do look like my cat.
Do you have a picture of the cat?
No.
How cute is that?
You know, I just realized, sitting next to you, that in the last segment, you told me to shut up. In all my years of asking questions, nobody has told me to shut up.
Oh, yes, they have.
No.
Not to my face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not. I'm the brave. I'm the bravest so far.
It was spontaneous.
I'll tell you what. Last time I was on here, right? You were away, right?
Oh, and you missed me.
And they were playing in the corridor on go-karts. They were running up and down.
Is that what they do when I'm not here?
Yes. She was drunk. It was unbelievable.
I'm glad you told me.
And I said, "What? Come on!
Yeah.
Stop!"
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I have one thing, therefore, to say to all of you. Shut up.
Okay.
There we go.
Before we go, do we have time? I have another question.
You got some mustard.
Well, I just wanted to mention that, you know, you used to have this show called Life is Too Short.
Life's Too Short, yeah.
And you had what they call little people in it.
What they call little people,
Right.
yeah.
We can't, that's the politically correct way of saying it now.
Yeah. He is, but you can say dwarf if they are dwarfs.
Yes.
There are lots of types of little people. He's a dwarf, yeah. Midget's offensive.
Can't say midget.
Midget's the derogatory term.
Dwarves and midgets are two different types.
Right.
I mean, we've said it 3 times now, so let's roll with it.
What's the point of this?
What's the point of this?
The point is that then they attacked him for it. It's hysterical. And then now you have another show called Derek.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where the character is mentally challenged.
Well, people say that. I've never thought of him as disabled at all. He's a sweet, naive guy, and he's just lovely and kind. He's meant to be sort of like childlike, but I've never seen him as disabled. You know, but people make up their own minds, and once they've seen it.
Can you explain who Derek is? What it's about?
Derek's a guy who works in an old people's home, and it's a show about kindness. Because I particularly in England, we sometimes forget our elderly, and they're just like pushed aside and forgotten. And this is about they've got stuff to say, and they've been through a lot. And Derek just sees the world without prejudice.
And this is going to be aired.
He's just
It's all about
people
kindness. Can't handle it.
Yeah, it's the only thing he cares about. He says, you know, I'm not clever or good looking, but kindness is more important.
And this is airing on Netflix.
It's coming to Netflix exclusively next year. Yeah.
Ricky, we love you so much. We love it when you come here because we have so much fun with you. We have something called Guy Day Friday where we have guys come and co-host.
Guy Day Friday.
Guy Day, would you come and do
I
a
love Guy Day Friday.
You like Guy Day Friday?
Even though you just heard of it.
Can I do Willy Wednesday?
I think it is. Is that not what we're doing?
I want to do
It's not Wet Willy Wednesday.
Wet Willy Wednesday. Perv Day Thursday.
No, wait a minute. He says Perv Day Thursday. I think that sounds
I'll
good.
do that, yeah. I'd love to do Guy Day Friday.
Okay.
Whatever it is. It sounds scary. Do I have to dance?
No. Would you like to dance right now?
Definitely
Show
not.
us.
Definitely not.
Would you ever do Dancing with the Stars or Dancing with the Stars?
No.
What do you watch? What are you watching now? What are the shows you watch?
I do watch those sometimes those reality shows. I love things like, I suppose my guilty pleasures are things like The Ultimate Fighter and, you know, The Apprentice and those things. But I suppose I watch more, my favourite show at the moment is probably Homeland.
Yes.
I love things like The Wire. It's just amazing.
Do you watch Masterpiece Theatre? Do you watch the British television, Masterpiece, and Downton Abbey?
Downton Abbey.
I haven't watched Downton Abbey, but we've got loads of those. I mean, that's new to you, but they're things that they're on all the time. That's what England's really like still. It's just like that. It's just that. I mean, I usually wear a bonnet and a bustle, but
Ricky, you have made a promise. You're coming back to do Guy Day Friday, Perv Thursday, and Willy Wednesday. So we got you for 3 shows. We want to thank Ricky Gervais. For more information on the New York Comedy Festival, check out our website. We'll be right back.
Up next, Budget Week on The View's looking better than ever when the co-hosts hit the catwalk with head-to-toe looks for under $100.
Budget Week continues here on The View, where every day we are showing off head-to-toe looks for under $100 thanks to our fashion stylist, Fran Taylor. Fran, who are we wearing today?
Today you're wearing Coldwater Creek. That has 350 stores. It has 350 stores all over the country in all different styles for different personalities like you guys.
Okay. So
today we're going to start with Whoopi.
Yes.
Whoopi's wearing her basic stuff in this great vest that we're going to add to her closet for $74.95.
Yes.
You will see it again. $74.95. Joy's top I love, because this you could bring to day and night, and you don't have to buy a necklace for just a plain black top.
That's nice.
It's $79.95.
You can't go wrong.
Well, she could go out at night, like from day to night.
It's also poitrine.
Yeah.
It's my poitrine. Want to see it?
And then her earrings are $14.98. Her top and her earrings are $94.93.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
The earrings are $14.98.
Very small, lovely, yes.
That's something you would wear.
Sherry's dress. It's great. It's great for anybody. It looks great on her. This is on sale for $55.99.
I'm holding it in.
And it looks great on you. The necklace is half off at $29.98. So the total of the dress and the necklace is $85.97.
You know what I like about this dress is the because we have time to kill. I like it because it's got the shearing right here. Is that what it's called? The shearing? The rouging? So when you got a rouged out stomach, it's just the shearing right here. So I like it.
That's a nice.
Now, Barbara is wearing this T-shirt cardigan that I love, and this infinity scarf, which is the must-have item for the...
I love the scarf.
It's great. It comes in all different colors. Yeah, and you can wear it with the in the winter with the coat.
You know what else I like? The fact that under the sweater, it's got this material, you know, chiffon or whatever, so it doesn't itch. It's very comfortable.
And it comes in all different colors, in blue.
Attached to the sweater? That's good.
Yeah, it's cute.
That's nice.
That's attached to the
So
sweater,
anyway,
yes.
Barbara's cardigan is $59.95. Her scarf is $29.95. The must-have piece, and together those two pieces are $89.90. And last but not least, Elizabeth's top is great. The stripes that are so popular, with the gold necklace that we love, gold, and the gold bracelet.
Popular vote top.
Yeah. And so her top and her necklace and her bracelet, which are the jewelry is 50% off, is $99.91.
Yes.
Not the pants, just the top and the
necklace and the bracelet.
Coldwater Creek, typically, what are their sizes from what to what?
It starts at an extra small to a 3X or a 4.
Oh, good.
Yeah, or a 4 to like a 3X.
They're in a ton of malls.
And also, they're in 350 stores, and they have a great website, www.coldwater.com.
It's wonderful that you can get such a variety and such good-looking things for so little money. You don't have to spend a lot of money.
You don't, and they have something for everyone there. I mean, everybody's personality like you.
Good job, Franny. All right, thanks to Fran Taylor. Members of our audience are going home with a gift card from Coldwater Creek today. Have a great day, everyone. Take a little time.
Wednesday's new hit drama, Nashville, is a can't miss. Tonight at 10, 9 Central on ABC.